A mother wants a new beginning. Her son is still living in the past. Between them lies a grief they have never spoken out loud. Victor, a quiet French teenager, arrives in new city with his mother, Adele, carrying more than just suitcases. 1 year earlier, Victor lost his father, a loss that still lingers heavily between them. The move is meant to be a fresh start, but for Victor, it feels like an exile. And from very beginning, the film establishes an emotional displacement. They are physically present but emotionally unanchored. One ordinary school day, everything fractures. Victor witnesses a horrifying event. A student named Francis jumped from the school building. The shock is immediate and paralyzing. Siren screams, students cry, teacher rushes, but Victor stands frozen. His eyes fix on a moment he can't erase. This is not just a school tragedy. It is something he has already lived through. Unlike others who try to forget, Victor became obsessed. Who was Francis? Why he did jump? What kind of pain leads someone to that edge? This question becomes Victor's silent mission. Victor begins by doing something unsettling yet deeply human. He visits Francis' empty room. The space feels suspected in time. Posters still on the wall, clothes untouched, a bed that never be slept again. Here Victor feels closer to Francis than he ever did in life. He finds Francis' iPod, and through music, Victor starts reconstructing the boy's inner world. Each song becomes a clue, melodic track, angry rhythms, and moments of softness. Music becomes a language where words failed. Slowly, Victor stops seeing Francis as a boy who jumped and starts seeing him someone painfully real. Victor takes a further step. He meets Francis' mother. This encounter is quiet, fragile, and heavy with unspoken pain. She is polite, composed, but clearly scattered. Victor doesn't know what to say, and neither did she. But grief bridges the silence. In her presence, Victor is forced to comfort his own loss again. And the film certainly draws a parallel between two mothers, two sons, and two unfinished lives. This meeting deepens Victor's emotional journey. He is no longer just curious, he is emotionally invested. Here, Victor befriends one of France's closest friends. At first, the friendship feels strange, almost invasive. Victor knows more about Francis than he should, yet he never knew him at all. But the friend is lonely too, grieving in his own way, angry at the silence surrounding Francis' loss. While unraveling Francis' past, Victor avoids his own future. At home, tension builds. His mother is trying to move on. She meets new people. She loves again. She considers love not as betrayal but as survival. Victor resents this. To him, moving forward like erasing his father. The unspoken conflicts grows. Can grief coexist with life? And the film carefully explores the mother-son relationship without melodrama. They eat together but don't talk. They live together but grieve separately. Victor sees his mother's attempts at happiness as abandonment, and his mother sees Victor's withdrawal as rejection. Neither is wrong, but both are hurting. And the attempt of taking his life by Francis forces his mother to comfort her own fear, losing her son emotionally, if not, then physically. Victor eventually realizes something painful but liberating. There is no single reason Francis died. There is no perfect explanation, no neat closure. This realization shifts Victor's obsession into reflection. He starts seeing how fragile people are and how easily pain hides behind silence. Instead of trying to solve Francis, Victor begins to understand himself. In a quite emotional climax, Victor finally opens up, if not in words, then in actions. He allows himself to feel sadness without guilt, anger without blame, and love without the fear of loss. He begins to accept that his mother's attempt to rebuild her life does not erase the past, it honors the survival. And for the first time since arriving in new land, Victor is not just existing, he is choosing to live. And the title, Two Beats, Three Movements, reflects the film structure loss, obsession, and acceptance. By the end, Victor hasn't forgotten Francis. He hasn't forgotten his father, but he has learned that remembering doesn't mean standing still. And the film closes quietly, without grand speeches or dramatic resolution, just a sense that healing, like music, move forwards in rhythm, not in leaps. And the film is about what remains afterward. It explores teenage grief, the search of meaning after tragedy, and the fragile line between memory and obsession, and the slow impact act of moving forward. Healing doesn't come at all at once, and neither do these stories. Like, share, and follow for more emotional film explanation.